Welcome back to the Cap Rack. My name is Tyler Blumenstick, joined by Sam Meehan. It is Tuesday, December 22nd. We have a lot of college basketball for you. It's probably the best day we've had on the slate since about Saturday?
Yeah, I mean we've had plenty of good days this season so far, but this one, plenty of good games today.
Yep. All right. So this day of college basketball goes along with tomorrow's college basketball slate. There's a good slate on Christmas Day. Got more NFL stuff, got more NBA stuff, which Sam will touch on a little tiny bit later. But as for today, we have the first game of the day from the Caps on Sports Motto, which I guess I'll give a quick update. Against the spread is 53 and 41 at a 56.5% clip. And then for the total is 52 and 43 at 54.74%. So we're making money. It's not too bad, right?
Oh yeah, it'll be up like a grand if you $100 units since November 30th?
Yeah, it started on November 30th, and you would have risked $9,500, and you would have lost $8,400 for a profit of 1.1K in 3 weeks. I mean, I'll take that for some extra lunch money any day of the
Oh
week.
yeah, that's some Christmas gift money right there.
It's definitely good Christmas gift money. Okay, 2 p.m. Let's start off with Akron and Ohio. Akron is home. They are 2-point favorites over Ohio. The model projects a pretty big Akron win at home, 66-80. So 146 points on the total. The total is 148.5, so it's not really projecting anything on that. So what do you think?
Well, obviously I haven't been watching much of Ohio or Akron basketball so far
I
this
could agree.
season, but from looking at the stat sheet, Akron is unbelievably good at defending the 3-point line, where opponents are only shooting a whopping 7% from the
7.
3-point line this season.
Literal 7.
7, not 17, not 27, 7. And games come down to a lot of times free throws where they shoot 95%. So if they can keep it up 3-point defense, I'm not saying going to say
I mean, to be
7%,
fair, it's
but
only been through one game. It was against St.
yeah,
Bonaventure, though, so it's not like
Bonnies are always a
it's not a
solid
slouch team.
program.
I mean, they're an A10 team.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I feel like the Bonnies are always around the tournament, making some noise in some years, but you know, um, yeah, Akron, let's go.
Akron, the model is smarter than we are. We trust the
Yeah,
model here.
in the model we trust.
In the model we trust. Okay, let's move on to our next game. It's going to be at 4 p.m. It's Cincinnati versus UCF. The spread is 2.5 in favor of Cincinnati on the road, which is pretty wild, considering UCF has played pretty well. The total is set at 137.5, and the model projects a 73-65 8-point UCF win as 2.5-point underdogs. This is good. It's pretty good value. I mean, we're getting what, 10.5 points on the spread, so we take it. I mean, I look for at least
Hmm.
5+ when making a pick, so this is double up on the value that we look for.
Yeah, it should be. It should be a pretty decent matchup in the. Are they conference? I don't know. They're not the same conference, but UCF, the better 3-point shooting team, just better scoring team in general. Since he's been a little kind of struggling a little bit, but you know, again, you got to trust the model here.
100%.
Especially with teams that you're not watching on ESPN like every couple nights.
Yeah, I mean, with this game, Cincinnati has played 6 games. They're 2-4. They're 1-5 against the spread. UCF has played 3 games. They're 2-1 and 2-1 against the spread, but their only loss came to Michigan when we actually picked UCF. I think it was like plus 13.5 against Michigan on the road,
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
they stuck close for like a majority of the game, and then Michigan just kind of blew the doors off them in the second half, which is I
Hmm.
guess expected, and it was 80-58. But I mean, they have a win over Auburn this year, which is pretty solid. I mean, Auburn's a very talented squad. They lost a lot of guys from their deep run, or well, they were going to make a deep run last year. They
Hmm.
made a deep run the year before, but they're a talented squad. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely like the points here with UCF. So,
Yeah, since he's
model no edge.
kind of been a mess so far this season.
Yeah.
So
All right. So for the next game, we're going to jump right into what is it? Texas Tech
uh,
at Oklahoma.
mhm.
Texas Tech -2. Sorry, I got a lot of games over here. The model's running crazy every single day. Yes, Texas Tech at Oklahoma. Texas Tech is favored by 2, and I guess rightly so. They're ranked like 14 or 15 at this
Mm-hmm.
point. The total is 136. The model projects a 74-61 Oklahoma win. So it's definitely not a model projection that's easy on the eyes, just because of that rank number in front of Texas Tech. But
Yeah.
I mean, Oklahoma's a solid squad. They have Brady Manick and I forget his first name, but Reeves. But I mean, they're a solid squad and they're well coached.
Yeah, Oklahoma's, been one of those better Big 12 teams over the past few years,
Mm-hmm.
whether it was when like the Trae Young year. But this is a pretty experienced team, one of the more experienced in the Big 12. And I think that'll be a big factor here where Texas Tech is relatively young and a lot of guys that came in from other schools too, or not a lot, but
Yeah.
a couple. And just Oklahoma's ability to shoot the three, I think, will be a difference in this game. So, it should be a very competitive game. Like at Oklahoma, I'm assuming they probably have some fans in the arena at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's a conference game, so like
Oh yeah,
it's gonna play close regardless. I mean, I don't know. I
I
just
don't know
feel
about a
like Big
13
12
point
basketball.
win for Oklahoma, but I definitely do see an Oklahoma victory in this game.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's move on to the final 2 games of the day with 3 more plays. This next game we have 2 plays on. It's going to be San Diego State visiting St. Mary's. San Diego State was ranked a while ago, but they lost their ranking. I don't know who they lost to
They
recently.
lost to BYU on Saturday, I believe.
BYU. Okay, so that was a 10-point loss, and they didn't cover the spread. They were
Which
actually
I
favored
I
by
think
six and
we
a
I
half.
think we had that we had
We had
BYU.
BYU, yeah.
Yeah, we had BYU plus 6.5 in
Yeah.
that game. The
BYU's a good
model,
team.
yeah, I think the model also had a straight up victory.
Oh yeah,
BYU.
right in that sweet spot, that 6.5-point spread
Oh yeah,
range. Yeah, we like that.
that's a sweet spot right there.
It is.
That's a spot.
Okay, so for this, we have 2 plays. The model showing value both against the spread and against the total. It's actually projecting a 71-62 St. Mary's win at home against the the San Diego State Aztecs.
I think so.
I think they're the Aztecs.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So with the spread, we're getting 3 points from Vegas, and we're getting an 8-point edge with the model, or 9-point edge with the model. So it's about 10, 11 points, 12 points of edge there. And then for the next pick, we have 6.8 points of edge on the total. It's a really, really, really low Vegas set total at 126. We're projecting 132.8. San Diego State's a ranked team. I mean, they've put up numbers in their games earlier this year to start the year, but I mean, it's just more of a tempo thing. That's probably why this total is low, because both teams
Mm-hmm.
like to play at a slower pace, but I mean, they don't have problems putting the ball in the hoop. So I think this can go over a fairly easy number and kind of be a game that ends in the 60s.
Yeah, 126 is a very low total for two teams that can, they're not gonna be like Gonzaga or Iowa going to put up 95 points a
Exactly.
game, but they can score.
They can.
And St. Mary's is no like bum program. They're
Yeah.
always around the tournament. Like prior to like a year or two ago, was them and Gonzaga were very competitive at the top of that division or conference, I should say. But yeah, definitely like St. Mary's here at home. Um, they're looking to get a nice signature win to start the beginning of the year to start building that tournament resume. And San Diego State, another good team, so it'll be a big one at home here for St. Mary's.
100%. I mean,
I
they're
don't know. I don't know what the
8-1 this
mascot
year.
is, but yeah, they're 8. Wow, they already played 9
It's
games.
wild. This is going to be their 10th game. I mean, it's going to be San Diego State's 6th game. They're 4-1, 3-2 against the spread. St. Mary's is 4-5. The over has hit in 3 out of 5 of San Diego State's games and 4 out of 9 times in St. Mary's games. So,
So it's about
I
half
mean,
each way.
it's
So
about even, but then you look at the low total of 126, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm willing to take it. And then you add in the fact
yeah,
that the
I
model is
like
smarter
that
than we are. Yeah, take
exactly.
it. Okay. Our last game of the day is a 9 o'clock start. I'm assuming it's on ESPN.
It's gotta
Um,
be.
West Virginia at Kansas.
Whew.
West Virginia comes in here at 7-1. Kansas at 6-1. Both teams are 3-4 against the spread. Kansas is -1.5, and the total is set at 140.5. Now, just for the model plays, Kansas 72-65 is the projected score. So a pretty solid edge there, right around the 5 number that we look for when I guess calling this a high confidence play. 136.5 points estimated on the total. So really kind of right in that range with Vegas because the total's at 140.5. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this matchup. But the thing is here, Kansas does not lose very often at home.
Nope.
I know it's not a full crowd or anything like that, but Bill Self is preaching that like this is our court. Like I expect a big time Kansas performance tonight. Again, two evenly matched teams, like statistically wise. We don't have that not that classic, West Virginia like press defense where they're gonna, cause a million turnovers each game. Not really seeing that this year, but I expect a very close game throughout. Just Kansas pulls away at the end.
Yeah.
And whether they're the 5th team or the 5th ranked team in the country for a reason or whatever they're ranked, they're up there. I know that.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we're getting within a bucket on Kansas at home against a West Virginia team who is well coached by Bob Huggins. It's just a matter of we're in Kansas, and the teams, you can't really kind of point in a direction which team is more talented. So, I mean, give me the home court edge. Vegas is pretty much insinuating that the West Virginia team is more talented because, I mean, with home court, you're probably going to get more than 1.5 in favor of Kansas. So it's pretty weird that they're kind of grading on neutral court.
I would expect to see more of like a 3.5, 4 point spread maybe.
I completely agree.
Which definitely would be a little more hesitant on taking, but 1.5 is essentially it's like money line almost. So let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see it.
Go Kansas.
Go Kansas. Okay, so that wraps up our college basketball segment. We have 5 games running today, 6 picks. We got the NBA starting today. It's opening day. Sam, got anything on that for us?
Yeah, obviously only seen a little bit of preseason, limited minutes for all of the stars, but got Nets or Warriors at Nets tonight, and then Clippers Lakers tonight. First game at 7 in Brooklyn. I like the Nets -7. With no Clay, possibly no Draymond Green. It's going to be the Steph Curry show, which, it's going to be fun to watch. Don't get me wrong, but, that tandem with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and a phenomenal supporting cast as well. I think they could run away with this game easily at home.
Yeah, 100%.
And then Clippers Lakers, as much as I want to say that the Clippers are going to come out more intense because they're, embarrassed kind of from last season, after blowing a 3-1 lead to Denver and the Lakers winning the championship, but the Lakers are just better. I mean,
yeah. Wait, what would you say the line was on this?
Lakers -3.
3? Yeah. I was about to ask where is it, but Staples Center is obviously the answer.
Yes, it's at.
Who's the home team though?
It's at the Orlando bubble. The Lakers are the home team.
Is it actually in Orlando?
No.
I'm very confused. I don't follow the NBA as much as other sports, clearly, as you can tell. Okay, so that wraps up today's episode of the Cap Rack. We have, like I said before, 6 picks for you today on 5 games across college basketball. Sam has 2 NBA picks for opening night. We're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be back on Christmas with the Caps on, or Christmas Eve or Christmas Day with the Caps on Sports podcast for our NFL picks for week 16. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Caps on Sports, YouTube, subscribe. Check us out on our website at capsonsports.com. But for myself, Tyler Blumenstick, and Sam Meehan, this has been the Cap Rack of December 22nd. Good luck on your picks today, and we'll see you tomorrow.